Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Tungal online classes. In our last session we have started 17th group elements in P block elements unit. So in that periodic properties, physical properties, chemical reactivity completed. In this session I am going to discuss halogens and their compounds. Compounds of halogens, nothing but 17th group elements. In that the first one is chlorine, second one hydrogen chloride, third one oxo acids of halogens, fourth one interhalogen compounds. Okay, now we will discuss one by one. The first one is chlorine, it is Cl2, chlorine, it is chlorine gas. So chlorine was discovered by Scheele, by MnO2 and HCl, and the name chlorine was given by Davis. Chlorine was discovered or prepared by Scheele in 1774 by MnO2 and hydrogen chloride gas. The name chlorine given by Davis in 1810. Okay, preparations of chlorine. Chlorine can be prepared from MnO2 HCl, KMnO4 HCl and NaCl and H2SO4. Now, preparations of chlorine. First method, MnO2 plus 4HCl gives rise to MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus 2H2. Chlorine gas is prepared. Second method is 4NaCl plus MnO2 plus 4H2SO4 then gives rise to MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus, next one is 2Na2SO4 plus the byproduct is 4NaHSO4, it is actually 4NaHSO4 plus and 2H2. Chlorine gas will be liberated. Third method is from potassium permanganate plus 16 moles of hydrochloric acid then gives rise to 2KCl plus 2MnCl2 plus 5 moles of chlorine gas liberated plus 8H2O molecules will be escaped out. By these three methods we can prepare chlorine gas, right? Next, on large scale. So this is by laboratory method by these three. Large scale means industrially by Deacon's process we can prepare. By Deacon's process. 4 moles of hydrogen chloride with oxygen gas in presence of a catalyst CuCl2 at 720 kelvins, Cl2 gas plus H2O, 2H2O it is and 2Cl2. Chlorine gas will be liberated, chlorine water will be formed. By electrolysis process also we can prepare. By electrolysis of aqueous NaCl or fused NaCl also we can prepare chlorine. At cathode by aqueous NaCl, hydrogen gas liberated at anode, chlorine gas liberated if you take aqueous NaCl on electrolysis process, right. These are the preparations of chlorine. Now properties of chlorine. Properties, especially in that physical properties. Chlorine is a greenish yellow colored pungent odored gas. Yes, Cl2 is greenish yellow colored pungent odored gas. It is easily liquefiable at room temperature, soluble in water, liquefied as greenish yellow liquid at 239 kelvins. It can react with metals, non-metals, even noble gases also. So it can react with metals and non-metals also. Many reactions we can say, that is aluminum can react with chlorine, gives aluminum chloride. Sodium gives sodium chloride. Phosphorus gives phosphorus chloride. Calcium gives calcium chloride. Many reactions are there. We'll write all those reactions, students. Now, how chlorine reacts with different compounds. We'll see all those reactions. Okay, first one is aluminum. 2 moles of aluminum react with 3 moles of chlorine, then gives rise to aluminum chloride. 2 moles of sodium react with 2 moles of chlorine, gives rise to 1 mole of chlorine, 2 NaCl, sodium chloride. Calcium react with chlorine, gives rise to calcium chloride. Phosphorus reacts with chlorine, gives rise to phosphorus trichloride, otherwise phosphorus pentachloride. Both are possible. Iron reacts with chlorine, gives rise to 2FeCl3. Ferric chloride will be formed. Sulfur reacts with chlorine. Then gives rise to sulfuryl chloride. SO2 reacts with chlorine, gives rise to SO2Cl2, sulfuryl chloride. CO reacts with chlorine, gives rise to COCl2, carbonyl chloride, a dangerous gas. Next, NO reacts with chlorine, gives rise to 2NOCl, nitrosyl chloride. These are the reactions. There is a great affinity with chlorine and hydrogen, then hydrogen chloride will be formed, right? Yes, it has a great affinity with chlorine, has great affinity with hydrogen, gives hydrogen chloride. H2 plus Cl2 gives rise to 2HCl. H2S plus Cl2 gives rise to 2HCl plus sulfur. Cis10 H16 plus Cl2 gives rise to H16, it is 10 carbons plus 16 HCl, it is 8Cl2. Okay, chlorine has great affinity with hydrogen, then chlorine reacts with hydrogen or a compound containing hydrogen very easily, right? Afterwards, it can react with ammonia, it can react with sodium hydroxide, it can react with the calcium hydroxide. Yes, reaction with excess of NH3, it means concentrated. 8 moles of NH3 reacts with 3 moles of chlorine, it is excess, then gives rise to 6 moles of NH4Cl plus nitrogen gas will be released. Excess nothing but concentrated. Next, obviously NH3 plus Cl2, 3Cl2. It is small amount of NH3 dilute, then gives rise to NCl3 plus 3HCl. These reactions are very, very important. Next, reaction with NaOH. NaOH plus Cl2, 2 moles. Then NaCl plus NaOCl plus H2O. It is a small amount, small also called dilute NaOH. Okay. Sodium chloride and sodium hypochlorite. It is sodium hypochlorite. It is sodium hypochlorite. Next, 6 NaOH plus 3 Cl2 gives rise to 5 NaCl plus NaClO3 plus 3H2O. Sodium chloride plus sodium chlorate it is. Sodium chlorate it is. Sodium chlorate it is. It is excess of NaOH is also called concentrated NaOH. Products are different, but reactants are same. Very, very important. Next, reaction with calcium hydroxide. So 2 moles of calcium hydroxide reacts with 2 moles of chlorine, then gives rise to CaOCl2 plus CaCl2 plus H2O. This is called bleaching powder. CaOCl2 is called bleaching powder. Important one is composition of bleaching powder. Composition of bleaching powder. 1 mark question it is. It means what are the ingredients present in bleaching powder? The formula of bleaching powder is CaOCl2. Along with that CaCl2 also possible and CaOH twice also present in bleaching powder. Along with that water also. These many ingredients are present in bleaching powder. The excess one is CaOCl2. Along with that few more also possible. Okay. Now chlorine can react with organic compounds also. Yes. Chlorine can reacts with organic compounds also. Organic compounds. Chlorine reacts with saturated hydrocarbons. HC means hydrocarbons. Gives substitution product. It means hydrogen will be substituted. Example, methane, it is a saturated because all are single bonds. With chlorine, then one hydrogen is substituted by chlorine, the 4th hydrogen by chlorine, then the hydrogen and left chlorine removed as HCl. It is a substitution product. When chlorine reacts with unsaturated hydrocarbons, gives addition product. Very, very important. Unsaturated means addition product. CH2 double bond CH2. Double bond is there, unsaturated hydrocarbon. Reacts with chlorine, then gives rise to CH2Cl and CH2Cl. Chlorine is added. Chlorine is substituted. Very, very important. Right, students? Next, reaction with water. When chlorine reaction with water on long standing, it lost the greenish yellow color of chlorine. Yes, chlorine reacts with water, then forms chlorine water, which on long standing lost color, it becomes colorless because of formation of HCl and HOCl. It means H2O plus Cl2 gives rise to HCl plus HOCl. Okay, students? So Cl2 converted into HOCl, because of that the greenish yellow color becomes colorless. Very, very important. So this one is unstable, again forms a nascent oxygen, then because of that acting as oxidizing agent, by losing oxygen undergoes reduction itself, acting as oxidizing agent. Yeah. So chlorine water gives nascent oxygen, hence chlorine acts as oxidizing agent and bleaching agent. It means the releasing of nascent oxygen is responsible for bleaching action and oxidizing action of chlorine. So H2O plus Cl2 gives rise to 2HCl plus oxygen. This is responsible for oxidizing action and bleaching. It means cleaning action of a chlorine. Chlorine can act as oxidizing agent, just now I told you. It oxidizes ferrous to ferric, sodium sulfite to sulfate, iodine to iodic acid, sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide. So chlorine acting as oxidizing agent, it oxidizes ferrous sulfate to ferric sulfate, colored substance to colorless substance. It oxidizes sodium sulfite to sodium sulfate. It oxidizes sulfur dioxide to sulfuric acid. It oxidizes iodine to iodic acid. It oxidizes sodium thiosulfite to sodium sulfate. And uses of chlorine. Chlorine used as a bleaching agent for cleaning paper, rayon, cotton and textiles. Used in the extraction of gold and silver. Used in the manufacture of many compounds like drugs, dyes and organic compounds like CCl4, CCl3, DDT, refrigerants, many chemicals we can prepare. And used as a sterilizing agent, it means to clean the water. Use it to prepare poisonous gases like phosgene and tear gas and mustard gas, etc. This is about the chlorine. The second compound of chlorine is hydrogen chloride, HCl. Yes, the second compound of chlorine is, second component of halogen is HCl. The name is hydrogen chloride, also called hydrochloric acid. First it was prepared by Glauber and it is a compound of hydrogen and chlorine. This is a statement given by Davis. It was prepared by Glauber in 1648. So it is the compound. Davies showed that it is a compound. It is a compound of hydrogen and chlorine. So preparation. How to prepare this? First one is NaCl with H2SO4 gives rise to 2 moles. It is Na2SO4 plus 2HCl. It is the first method. 2 hydrogen chlorides will be formed, right? So the formed hydrogen chloride is dried by passing through H2SO4. H2SO4 acting as a dehydrating agent, it removes the water. The formed HCl is dried by passing through concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent. It removes the water which is present in hydrochloric acid. It is a colorless, pungent, odored gas, easily soluble in water and acting as a strong acid in water. So we'll write all physical properties. Properties of HCl. It is colorless, pungent, odored gas. Okay. Next, easily liquefiable gas. Easily liquefiable gas. Yes. Boiling point is 189 kelvins. At a low temperature only it will be liquefiable. Boiling point. Freezing point in 159 kelvins. 159 kelvins. Acts as strong acid in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution only acting as acid, remember it is. HCl in water, last one proton becomes H3O plus and Cl minus. It is proton donor, H plus donor. H plus donor it is, hence acting as acid. Okay. Next, it can react with base because it is acid, hence it can react with base, that is NH3 plus HCl gives rise to NH4Cl. Okay, salt will be formed. You know, aquaresia means 3:1 ratio of HCl and HNO3. Concentrated HCl and concentrated HNO3 mixture is called aquaresia, that is 3:1. This mixture is used to dissolve silver and gold or platinum because they will not dissolve in other acids. So the mixture taken is aquaresia, which is used to dissolve platinum and gold especially. So HCl can react with salts, Na2SO3, it means sodium sulfate, iron sulfate, different reactions are there. And HCl is used in the manufacture of many chemicals. I'll write all those uses and reactions. Okay students, aquaresia is a 3:1 ratio of concentrated HCl and concentrated HNO3. This mixture is used to dissolve platinum and gold. Okay. So when this mixture is added to gold, H plus ions from HCl or HNO3, NO3 minus ions from concentrated HNO3, Cl minus ions from concentrated HCl. then this is the reaction will be happened. Okay. Next, HCl decomposes salts like Na2CO3, NaHCO3 and Na2SO4. Na2CO3 decomposed into NaCl by HCl. NaHCO3 decomposed into NaCl by HCl. Na2SO3 decomposed into NaCl by HCl. These are the reactions. And the uses of HCl used in the manufacture of chlorine, ammonium chloride and glucose in the laboratory, and used in the extraction of glue from bone, used to purify the bone black, used as a laboratory reagent in the medical field. Okay, this is about the HCl. This is the second compound of halogens. Now the third compound of halogen is, it means the 17th group elements is oxoacids of halogens. Third compound is oxoacids of halogens. Component 3 is oxoacids of halogens. So many oxoacids are formed by fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. When these elements combine with hydrogen and oxygen gives oxoacids. Among them, fluorine forms only one oxoacid because it is a smaller one, high electronegativity. Due to small size, it cannot accommodate more number of atoms. That's why it cannot form more number of oxoacids. Chlorine, bromine, iodine can form maximum oxoacids. The oxoacids are more stable in aqueous solutions or in the form of the salts. So those are stable. Okay. Now, fluorine forms only one oxoacid, that is HOF, because of small size and high electronegativity. Okay. And chlorine, bromine, iodine forms maximum oxoacids. Okay. Next, these oxoacids are more stable in their aqueous solutions or in salt formation, in the form of salts. Okay, students. So this is about oxoacids. Now I am writing here oxoacids of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. For example, fluorine. Fluorine forms only one oxoacid. Chlorine forms HOCl, HClO2, HClO3, HClO4. Next, bromine forms HOBr. It will not be formed HBrO3, HBrO4. Okay, students. Next, iodine forms HOI. It will not formed HiO3, HiO4. These are the oxoacids formed by the bromine. Their names I can write here, students. Fluorine forms only one oxoacid. So I am writing here. The name will be hypohalous acid. Hypohalous acid or halous acid, whatever it is, or called halous acid, whatever the name. This is called halic acid. Next one is halous acid. Second one is halous acid. Second one is halous acid. Third one is halic acid. Fourth one is perhalic acid. Their names we can write in the name of chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. Now, this name is hypofluoric acid. Getting the name? Hypohalous acid, nothing but fluorine is there, hypofluoric acid. This name is hypochlorous acid. Okay, na? If bromine is there, hypobromous acid. Hypobromous acid. Iodine is there, hypoiodous acid. Iodous acid. Getting names? This is called halous acid. Chlorine is there, chlorous acid. The name is chlorous acid. Bromine is there, not formed. Bromous acid and iodous acid never existed in the nature. It is halic acid. Fluoric acid is not formed, but chloric acid is there. It is called chloric acid. And this is called bromic acid. And this is called iodic acid. Iodic acid. Getting? Next, perhalic acid. Perfluoric acid not formed, but perchloric acid is formed. Perchloric acid, perbromic acid, perbromic acid, and this is periodic acid. These are the names of these oxo acids, and their structures we need to observe, very, very important. Check it clearly. So, if you completed, I am erasing this, right? So, I am writing the structures of oxo acids. Structures of oxo acids. I am taking chlorine. Chlorine can form all 4 oxo acids: HOCl, HClO2, HClO3, HClO4. First one is HOCl. The name is hypochlorous acid. Okay. Now, chlorine is central atom. Central atom. Configuration is 3s2 3p5. It is ground state electronic configuration. Okay. S contains 2, P contains 5, 4, 5. After that D is there. Here D is there. 3s 3p 3s2 3p5 and 3d 0. Getting all of you? 3d it is. No excited state. In ground state, it will undergoes 1s3p sp3 hybridization. Then you will get 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. So, chlorine is the central atom. Only one sigma bond formed here. So, only one sigma bond with OH. Remaining 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lone pairs on chlorine. Shape is linear. Hybridization is sp3. That's it. Structure, students. It is the first compound, HOCl. sp3 hybridization, shape is linear. Leave it. Second one is HClO2. Second one is HClO2. Okay. Chlorine is the central atom. Ground state electronic configuration 3s2 3p5, and I need first excited state electronic configuration. First excited state electronic configuration. So, one electron jump to 3d, then these two, and now D it is. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fifth electron shift to this one. Okay, students. Again undergoes sp3 hybridization only. Again undergoes sp3. These two involved in sigma bond formation. It is not involved in hybridization, only sp3. 1, 2, 3, 4 involved in sp3, 1s and 3p. This is involved in pi bond formation, unhybrid orbital. Then chlorine is the central atom, 1, 2 sigma bonds. So one is with oxygen, another one is with OH. HClO2, no? 1, 2 lone pairs are there. This is one lone pair, it is another lone pair. Getting 2 lone pairs are there. Okay. Now, one is pi bond, this pi bond with oxygen. 1 sigma, 1 pi bond. Right? Shape is angular shape. It is angular shape. Shape is angular. Hybridization is sp3 in first excited state. Next, third one is, number 3 is HClO3. The name is chloric acid. Chlorine is the central atom. General electronic configuration is ground state electronic configuration 3s2 3p5. Now I am taking second excited state electronic configuration. It means one more will be shifted here. Getting? Again sp3 hybridization only, but 3 sigma bonds and 2 pi bonds. Getting all of you? You write first one, okay. Second one again you write. I am not writing because as it is. Second excited state, second one 2 pi bonds, 3 sigma bonds. Now the structure is, chlorine is the central atom, 3 sigma bonds with 3 oxygens. There is one hydrogen, one will be OH, remaining 2 will be OS. There is one lone pair, it is lone pair it is. Okay. Shape is just like a pyramidal shape. It is pyramidal shape. Now 2 pi bonds formed with 2 oxygens. Right? This is sp3 hybridization, pyramidal shape for chloric acid. Now take down a side heading HClO4 perchloric acid and write all this. So fourth one is HClO4 called perchloric acid. HClO4, sorry it is O4, HClO4 perchloric acid. Okay. Then how to write? Chlorine is the central atom again. Ground state electronic configuration of chlorine central atom is 3s2 3p5, this one. Now third excited state electronic configuration is, this electron also shifted here. Third excited state electronic configuration. Getting all of you? Third one it is. Now sp3 hybridization again same, but 4 sigma bonds followed by 3 pi bonds. Now the shape is, chlorine it is 4 sigma bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then with 4 oxygens and 1 hydrogen. Okay. Next, otherwise hydrogen you can keep here, hydrogen. 3 pi bonds with 3 oxygens, 1, 2, 3 pi bonds. Shape is just like a tetrahedral shape, it is tetrahedral. Hybridization is sp3. For all acids hybridization is sp3 and the shapes will be different, number of pi bonds will be different. Ground state, first excited, second excited, third excited. Getting? These are the oxo acids of halogens. Next compound is the fourth compound of halogens. It is fourth compound, interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds. It means halogen reacts with another halogen gives interhalogen compound. So X2 plus X2 dash gives rise to XX dash. In XX dash it is interhalogen compound. It is interhalogen compound. X first one is larger, it is, and this is smaller halogen. Smaller halogen. First one larger, second one smaller. Many are formed, it is XX dash, XX dash 3, XX dash 5, XX dash 7. Many are possible. Examples are, so we can say that bigger one it is Cl, smaller one F. Bigger one it is Cl, smaller one fluorine. Bigger one Br I am taking, smaller one fluorine Fi. Bigger one I can take, it is smaller one F, 7 times it is. These are examples, students. Now, how to prepare? IF7 is possible, but not BrF7 and ClF7 not possible, because the radius ratio increases, number of atoms per molecule will be increases. Radius ratio means radius of larger one by smaller one. Larger one by smaller one means you will get a high positive value, higher value. 100 by 1, you will get 100. So, it means large value. Large value if you got, more number of atoms can accommodate, number of atoms per molecule will be increased. Yes. Radius ratio of X, it means larger, to radius ratio of X to X dash, it means smaller it is, smaller halogen. Radius ratio increases, number of atoms per molecule will be increases. Question, it is IF7 existed but not ClF7. Why? A very simple answer, students. Answer is this one only for this question. Radius ratio of iodine and fluorine is larger than that of chlorine and fluorine. Hence, iodine can accommodate more number of fluorines on the large size, but not chlorine. Right? Answer is radius ratio of iodine and fluorine is very high than chlorine and fluorine. Hence, iodine can accommodate 7 fluorines on it. So, IF7 existed but not ClF7. Very, very important. Okay. How to prepare? Preparations of interhalogen compounds. How to prepare? By direct combination of halogens, you will get interhalogen compound. By direct combination of two different halogens, we will get interhalogen compounds. So, first one is Cl2 plus F2 gives rise to 2ClF. It is taken as X dash simply. Okay. Next, Cl2 plus 3F2 gives rise to, this is XS. Then 2ClF3. 3F2 means 6 fluorines. 2 3s are 6. This is X larger one, X dash is smaller one. X is chlorine larger one, X dash is smaller fluorines. Next, Br2 plus 5F2 in XS it is, then gives rise to 2BrF5 it is, X dash 5 it is. Larger is bromine indicated as X, smaller fluorines X dash, there are 5. Next, I2 plus 7F2 gives rise to, it is in XS, then gives rise to IF7, 2 moles of IF7. It is X dash 7. Larger iodine on that 7 fluorine atoms can be existed, that is IF7. Like that you can prepare Cl, otherwise ClF5, BrF5, BrCl5, ICl5, ICl3, ICl7, like that. We can prepare many, right students? These are all actually colorless gases, except CLF. Few properties we will discuss. Interhalogen compounds and their properties. Preparations completed. Yes. Few points. These are all covalent molecules. These are all covalent molecules. Covalent molecules. Diatomic especially. Diatomic. Volatile solids actually. Volatile solids. It means easily vaporizable solids except CLF. Except CLF, which is a gas at 298 kelvins. It is exception, right? Their physical properties like melting point, boiling point, other properties are. For example, CLF physical properties are intermediate between the chlorine and fluorine. IF7 physical properties are intermediate between iodine and fluorine, right? Yeah. Interhalogen compounds physical properties are intermediate between X and X dash. So for example, IF7 physical properties are intermediate between iodine and fluorine, their values especially, okay, except melting point and boiling point, except melting points and boiling points, little higher than expected, one exception it is, okay. Now the question is, interhalogen compounds are reactive than halogens. It means IF7 is more reactive than iodine and fluorine. BrF5 is more reactive than bromine and fluorine, because in interhalogen compound there is a weak bond between iodine and fluorine, bromine and fluorine, right? Interhalogen compounds are reactive than halogens. Reason, because the bond in XX dash, nothing but interhalogen compound, is weaker. It means XX dash bond weaker than in halogens. Halogen formula is X2, bond is XX only. ClCl halogen, II halogen, but ICl, IBr, IF interhalogen compound. This bond is weaker than XX bond, right? So these all can undergo hydrolysis, then gives a different ion, right? Interhalogen compounds can undergo hydrolysis, gives halide ion by smaller halogen, that is X dash. X dash removed as a halide ion, and halite by XX dash, halite halate and perhalate by larger halide ion, by larger halogen, that is X. Interhalogen compounds, if you observe clearly, X dash plus H2, then HOX plus HX dash. It is hydrogen halide, simply hydrogen halide. Okay, and this is hypohalite ion, hypohalite. Okay, next X dash 3 plus H2 then gives rise to HXO2 plus HX dash. X dash 5 plus H2O gives rise to HXO3 plus HX dash. X dash 7 plus H2O gives rise to HXO4 plus HX dash. It means X dash is a smaller one, removed as HX. HX means H plus X minus, getting all of you? Halide ion will be removed by a smaller one. Larger one is X, that forms XO2 minus, OX minus. OX minus is nothing but OF minus, OCl minus, whatever it is. Hypohalite. XO2 minus is halite. XO3 minus is halate. XO4 minus is perhalate. For example, chlorine if I take HClO3, HClO4, HClO4. Understood all of you? So, larger halide ion gives whatever it may be. Smaller one always eliminated as a halide ion. Very, very important. Their structures we will observe now. Structure of interhalogen compounds. Structures of interhalogen compounds. Structures of interhalogen compounds. In that, first one is XX dash. For this example is ClF. It is a large one, it is a small one. Now, central atom is chlorine. Okay. So, ground state electronic configuration, ground state electronic configuration of chlorine is 2s2, this is actually 3s2 3p5. S contains 2 electrons, P contains 5 electrons, and it is 3D. There is no electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. No electron. Okay. This undergoes sp3 hybridization. Only one electron is there, undergoes sp3 hybridization. So, Cl is the central atom. 1 sigma bond with fluorine. 1, 2, 3 lone pairs are there. 1, 2, 3 lone pairs. Non-bonding. Shape is linear. Linear shape. Hybridization is sp3. Clear? That is XX dash type. Example is ClF. sp3 ground state only. Second one is after that XX dash 3. Second one is. Example is okay BrF3 I am taking. BrF3. Second one is BrF3 I am taking. Central atom is bromine. Ground state electronic configuration of bromine is 4s2 4p5 and it is 4d. Next one is. Now I would like to take first excited state electronic configuration of bromine. I am taking. This electron will jump to 4d. This electron will jump to 4d. Okay. This electron will jump to 4d. Again it undergoes sp3d hybridization. 1s, 3p and 1d involved in sp3d hybridization. Then forms 1, 2, 3 sigma bonds. So bromine is the central atom. So 1, 2, 3 fluorines with the sigma bonds. 1, 2 lone pairs are there, first lone pair and second lone pair, right? It is a T shape actually, T shape or a bent shape it is, bent T shape, because of lone pair and bond pair, so the T shape will be little bent T shape, nothing but. Hybridization is sp3d, very very important 3 marks question it is. The textbook they gave it as a box. Okay, next after that x-5 taking BrF5 central atom Br, third one students it is. So general electronic configuration same. Now I am taking second excited state electronic configuration of Br. So this one also shifted here. Then undergoes the hybridization is sp3d2, 1s3p2d undergoes sp3d2. Then forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sigma bonds. Central atom is bromine. 5 sigma bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sigma bonds. These are 5 sigma bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 5 fluorines and 1 lone pair left here. It is square pyramidal shape. Hybridization is sp3d2 and second excited state. Next one is fourth one is IF7, XX-7, example is IF7. Central atom is iodine. Ground state electronic configuration of iodine is 5s2 5p5 and it is a 5d. Okay, in the ground state empty it is. Now third excited state electronic configuration of iodine is, this electron also jump. First one, second one, third one, totally 3. And here one more sigma bond and one more sigma bond. So the hybridization is sp3d3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1s, 3p and 3d, sp3d3. Central atom is iodine. Forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sigma bonds. 6, 7 sigma bonds. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 and 7 with 7 fluorines. No lone pair. Third excited state. It is pentagonal bipyramidal. Bipyramidal means upside one pyramid, downside one pyramid. Pentagonal bipyramidal. Third excited state configuration of halogen and IF7. Very, very important. So few uses are there. Uses of interhalogen compounds used as non-aqueous and used as a fluorinating agents. Okay, students. So with this interhalogen compounds, fourth compound of halogens completed. So with this topic, 17th group elements completed. We'll continue the 18th group elements in our next session.